Alright, so we're going into the second map between KemPeR and TReSh, and it is cross positions on Lost Temple. So this is basically as good as it gets for KemPeR. He's gonna have the maximum, well, if he's going for the fast expansion that every human ever usually went for on Lost Temple, he's gonna have the maximum amount of time to creep here, to set up his expansion, and it's gonna be quite difficult for TReSh to harass well. At the same time, perhaps it's going to be more difficult for KemPeR to apply some pressure against the counter expansion, but then again, Lost Temple is usually not the map to follow up an expansion with a timing attack, but just with more expansions and laming and everything. So that's what you'd usually expect on Lost Temple in a human versus night elf, you know, mass flying machines, tanks, towers, etc. So yeah, we'll see what KemPeR decides to go for here. Is he still gonna play one base? But then again, he chose Lost Temple, so why would he choose that if he would play one base? I mean, there's certainly better maps for it. Scouting starting by both of the players. DH against AM.
Your building is complete.
And Ancient of War has also finished. And other than that, well, not really all too much to say until those heroes spawn. Footman is already getting close to the natural expansion, so that points very much towards him creeping that one with his usual style. You'd expect him to just start creeping without militia, take the small camps like here, and so on, and tech extremely quickly. You know, the same strategy that we've seen him play in every single game thus far in the tournament, I believe. But in this one, he's pulling the militia, he's going towards the expansion with the AM, and he's gonna go ahead and creep that. So is TReSh though. Starting to creep with the Archer, with the Ancient of War, going for the Forest Row Shadow Priest immediately. And yeah, I imagine that KemPeR is gonna follow this up with a fast expansion. And keep in mind, he's gotta win this match. If he loses this map or map number 3, then he will be out of the tournament. And Proteus, Ciara and Satini will be advancing into the top 3 for sure. And he's actually sending the peasants back. Wow, so he's not expanding here. Building another footman here. Stopped peasant production as well. So it looks like, yes, he's probably gonna play one base after all. I am surprised. And the Wisp scouts this right now. Probably. I'm not really sure how surprised TReSh is going to be about that. But well, now he knows tech has started for KemPeR. I'm still really surprised then that he chose Lost Temple as the first map here. The Archer now sees what's happening. It's probably, well, the Demon Hunter could buy Staff of Teleportation here at the Goblin Merchant. It's going to be 19 o'clock in just a second, and then he could Staff over here, and not if the Archer falls, and the Archer does actually fall, but there's a Wisp nearby as well. But the Forest Troll Berserker has already fallen. Claws and Circlet, by the way, on the AM, Circlet on the Demon Hunter, who did get Boots of Speed and Staff of Teleportation, getting the last hit here on the Trapper, so keeping the AM a little bit further away from level 3. No expansion or anything like that here by the Night Elf, who basically knows that this is most likely going to be the same playstyle as we've seen on TM previously. Then again, perhaps a tier 2 expansion is a little bit more likely here. So maybe KemPeR's got a bit of a surprise in store here for us. Especially like this is Lost Temple, there is no Naga to get here as the second hero. So is he gonna go Mountain King second against the Demon Hunter? Probably. Trying to get this around here on the Demon Hunter, but he is quite careful. I imagine the Staff of Teleportation is not going to be ready yet. Keep in mind, in replays we often don't see, there's the cooldown just for a second. Like it's often not displayed, but the Staff of Teleportation has a 90-second cooldown, so that is a very long time in Warcraft 3. Huntress is being built here. Hunter's Hall this time finished extremely quickly. But the Ancient of War might not survive long enough. In the meantime, Blacksmith has already been finished for KemPeR, who is building the first 2 riflemen here. The Ancient of War is being attacked here. A couple of Wisps are coming in, perhaps for detonate, or is he actually repairing? In the meantime, Surround is being close on the Demon Hunter, but he can get out of here after dealing some damage to the Footman. First Hunt is out, which is enabling him to trade extremely nicely against these Footmen. The detonates have now come in. I think he should quickly finish this water metal though, and he does so. AM has been burned down to almost 0 mana, so we're not going to see any more water metals, at least in this fight. The next Footman is surviving for now. The Hunt is trying to chase after him. And the AM, is he going to be forced to town portal? There are boots on the Steam Hunter. The AM is going to fall unless he town portals, and he decides to do so. But that was expensive. Demon Hunter, where is he staffing? Towards the middle? Yeah. Wasting no time. Finishing off another Footman. So making good use of this Staff of Teleportation. And healing up at the fountain. I would have imagined him perhaps being even a little bit more greedy and creep this one before going to the fountain. Tier 2 is finished, and yeah, he's getting the Mountain King here. Demon Hunter, I mean, once he reaches level 3, the Mountain King is always going to have 1 bolt in every fight. So generally speaking, with those strategies, the human is always going to get Naga second, because, you know, every so often she's going to be able to get a Cold Arrow out, even with mana burn of the Demon Hunter, whereas the Mountain King, I mean, you just mana burn him every 20 seconds and he's never going to be able to get a bolt out. Again, he's going for this AM. The Mountain King should be out now though, so Demon Hunter is going to have to be a little bit careful. Staff is again on cooldown, as you can see. In the meantime, Tier 2 is finished here. No second hero just yet. Double Ancient of Lore coming by TReSh, healing up at the fountain in the meantime. I'm not so sure if he's going to be able to stay there, but the TP is already gone on this AM. He sees the Mountain King right now and is retreating immediately towards the fountain. Night is soon to be over though. So this fountain is not a reliable home currently, but KemPeR greedily is waking up the creeps and starts creeping here, and the Null Overseer is really doing a lot of damage to this AM, so he needs to be careful. 1 creep has been taken down, one of the Null Wardens. But TReSh is just charging forward. One of the hunts is being taken down by the creeps. Second hunt is taking a lot of damage by the first 3 riflemen here. AM level 3 right now as well. Pretty big deal. He's going to be able to cast the water metal here if he wants to. The Null Warden does still have plenty of mana though for purchase, so he needs to be careful not to trigger that one onto his water metal. Mana burn onto the Mountain King. He still has a bolt. Might be on cooldown though. And it looks like, is he going to play? No, he's not playing this Demon Hunter as a solo hero. Mountain King is staying very far away from the Demon Hunter as well. During this fight, a couple more Gnolls are falling. Mountain King has right now used his last bolt, so he can come in. And TReSh has lost the majority of his units here. The Demon Hunter is still quite actively harassing. He's gonna get another kill here. There's nothing that KemPeR can do about it. Perhaps deny. No, cannot do so. So level 3 for him as well. And seeing that this Mountain King is still far away from having 75 mana, he decides to burn the AM another time. But now, yeah, he's gonna have to outrun him, but since there are no boots on either of the heroes of KemPeR, he's easily gonna be able to do so. And KemPeR has lost a lot of his very vital units here. And for TReSh, I think that's better, because he's reinforcing with bears here. And these hunts, they are, the hunts and the archers, they were just kind of units to pass the time until he's getting to bears. And now the Mountain King might even be in trouble. He's got plenty of mana and there's no TP, keep that in mind. So I doubt that both of these heroes are going to survive. The AM gets killed and this is looking terrible for KemPeR already. The next Entangle is going to be ready. He's taking down a Sorceress here. He's probably going to get the kill on this Rifleman as well if he keeps the Dryad close to slow him, and that's exactly what he's doing. In the meantime, these Dryads should maybe get going, which they're trying to do here. And yeah, both of these units have fallen. One of the Dryads, where did the second Dryad go? The second one did survive, but still this was such a favorable trade for the Night Elf player. KemPeR is already bringing Militia here towards the middle, trying to go for the Keeper, and Mountain King, as you can see, is totally useless in this situation here. militia are now coming in, but the Demon Hunter with a fountain in his back is such a beast, and it's just one militia after another is being taken down. Force of nature used here by the keepers, getting rid of another militia, and yeah, KemPeR is trying to stay close here to not give these two null overseers away to his opponent for free. But what is he supposed to do? The first one is falling Demon Hunter with a big heal potion, making him even more nuke-proof. TReSh for the time being is supply stuck though. Getting two bears here. This one is just hanging out. He's got Master finished already, so this is... I mean, I have no idea how KemPeR is supposed to win this game anymore. He's at 43 against 39 supply, but... you know, with this strategy, he's still tier 2 of course, so with this strategy the point is to mass a crucial, critical army to hit a certain timing, and he lost his level 3 AM, he lost his a couple of his casters, a couple of his riflemen, and TReSh is already up at bears, and he seems to have no problems in dealing with whatever KemPeR is gonna be able to throw at him in the next... well, at the rest of his game, basically. Level 4 and 2.6 against 3 and, well, 2.4 or so after this camp. So, yeah, I don't really know. So he's at the shop right now, buying another heal scroll. He's got no protective items though, and still no town portal, so... once again, this Demon Hunter is gonna have a field day here. The first of the priests will probably be taken down. Yes, Demon Hunter still has the big potion. MK is being burned, minus 75 mana burn, perfect. No Staff of Preservation yet though, so Demon Hunter needs to be a little bit careful here. But no Dispel around for the human. So the rejuvenation is going to be such a weapon. I guess the potion will be used soon here. Bears are charging in. The first stride is taking a bunch of damage. The next rifleman is going to be taken down. The keeper needs to be a little bit careful. But keep in mind there's never going to be a bolt on this Mountain King as long as the Demon Hunter pays attention. I guess the heal potion will be used soon. The next rifleman is going to be picked off. The next bear is the target here. And yeah, there's still no staff, so this bear is probably gonna fall as we see the Demon Hunter just once in a while burning this Mountain King, making sure he's got no mana. The bear is finally falling. The next sorceress is falling as well, though. Quite a lot of water metals around, though. So, yeah, with those, KemPeR is able to at least not get completely crushed in those fights. Next bear is being bashed here. Next rifleman is being entangled. The Mountain King, once again, yeah, I was about to say, once again, slowly getting closer to 75 mana, but Demon Hunter is paying attention. He still has infinite loads of mana, basically, to burn this MK forever. Level 2 entangle here on these, on the rifleman currently, so those are taking so much damage by that spell. It's lasting such a long time, only due to the priests. KemPeR is able to somewhat deal with that, but for the time being, he's repelled this attack of TReSh, but with the damage output being quite low because he doesn't have the right number of units to deal with the bears currently. It's pretty easy for TReSh to always send his bears back just to the fountain to heal up for free, basically. And he didn't lose all too much here, while he killed a bunch of units. Wouldn't say a huge load, but a little bit more than his opponent. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bears here, 1-0 upgrades, by the way, against no upgrades on the rifleman here, except for the range. And KemPeR is going ahead and taking the red camp. Why not? Having the MK on level 3 is certainly going to help him. And at the moment, you know, there's no point in doing anything else. By the way, an expansion has already been finished here in the meantime for TReSh, who seems to feel quite confident at the moment. Helm of Vel for this MK. And looks like he's gonna be creep check here. No TP, keep that in mind. He's gonna have to win that fight unless, well, with a Zeppelin he could only save parts of his army and would have to let the rest die. So he has to fight here using the first heal ward in a decent position. Force of Nature used immediately. The bears are charging forward. Demon Hunter charging forward as well. There is one breaker here around. He could steal rejuvenation once. Therefore, Demon Hunter Should be mana burning the Mountain King soon here. First bear is being put back, and that's what I mean. There's so little damage output that TReSh would just always have a pretty easy time pulling those bears back to the fountain. Now the two heroes are trying to chase down that one bear, but the AM is gonna pay for that. He's got no items to really keep him alive. The bear is falling, the AM is falling as well. Level 5 for this Demon Hunter. In the meantime, the back of the army is being taken apart by those bears. And does he have more mana for entangles? He's got 2 more. GG, well played by KemPeR. Yeah, no way to come back from that, especially with the expansion already backing up TReSh. So yeah, I'm extremely surprised if he's so well, I guess you could call it stubborn, or if he's so willing to only rely on the Rifleman caster strategy. Why then go for Lost Temple as your chosen map? I mean, it's one of the worst maps basically for a strategy like that, which doesn't have a tavern. So Mountain King second compared to Naga is just way worse in those situations, and it's so wide and such long distances that it's just, with the Rifleman caster strategy, where you want to keep the pressure up, where you want to at least, you know, contain your opponent and eventually do a timing push against the opponent. Why go for Lost Temple? I'm not really sure how the veto system works, so I cannot really judge entirely. Yeah, but even with the strategy, I think TReSh did a fairly decent job with a couple of hunts in the early game, just trading off the hunts for the first Rifleman and casters, and you know, stopping KemPeR from gathering that crucial army while taking up to tier 3 himself. And then of course, on top of things, killing the level 3 AM in the middle was a huge deal. Took out all the momentum of KemPeR's strategy and allowed TReSh to easily take up to tier 3, get the red camp in the middle, get a hero advantage, get everything that he wanted, and just safely finish the game here. So we do have a 2-0, which means that KemPeR is out as well. So one playday before the end, we already know Sase is out, TReSh is out, KemPeR is out. All 3 of them do have 3 points currently, one playday before the end, whereas Proteus, Satini, and Ciara do have 9 points. But even more than that, we already do know. We know that Ciara is not going to be able to be the first ranked player of the final playday, because Proteus and Satini will face each other, and whoever wins that will be ahead of Ciara, even if he wins 2-0 in his match against TReSh. So yeah, against TReSh. So we're gonna see Proteus battling it out with Satini for the spot in the finals, and Ciara battling it out with TReSh in a match which is going to decide whether he's going to be rank 2 or rank 3 at the end of the group stage. So just keep in mind, rank 2 is going to face another rank 3 of a different group, and rank 3 is going to face another rank 2 of a different group. So that this one could make the difference between facing, I don't know, if you look at the other groups, for example, Hot is very likely to be second rank at group D, or a Todd perhaps in group C, whereas the third ranked players perhaps not such huge names. So there's, yeah, quite a bit on the line for Ciara there as well. And the third match is going to be KemPeR against Sase, which is going to be, well, a match for honor, I guess, and we'll see who is going to put more effort into winning that. But for now, we're done with Group B. We're going to move on to Group C. We're going to start with Dovak against Todd. Undead versus Human. Yeah, Group C, certainly everything's still possible for all of the players. I hope you'll check that out. I hope you enjoyed this best of 3. I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, and you will comment, and you will check out the next video as well. Bye.